See? Everyone. We're all moving in together.
Oh, can I visit?
Yes, you can.
Good,
You can live
good.
here if you'd like.
Ooh, that's quite an offer.
Because there's no, yes it is, isn't it? You won't get that from other talk shows.
I can tell you I haven't yet.
Yeah, not yet. All right, so is it Anne or Annie? Because the other night when I met you, I thought you said Annie, but is it?
Yeah, everybody calls me Annie. I mean, Anne is on the birth certificate. But by the way, can I just say what a pleasure it is to be here?
Oh, thank you.
Because I've been, really, like, I've been a huge fan since I was about 10 years old.
Oh, thank you very much.
I used to watch you on Comedy Central all the time.
When you were 10 years old, you watched me?
Yeah.
You got my comedy at 10 years old?
Yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, and then when I started to do physical comedy and preparing for Princess Diaries, you were a big inspiration.
Really?
Yeah, just sort of like the, stuff.
Oh, I'm known for that.
Exactly. I meant that as a compliment, please believe me.
And I take it as one.
Oh, good. So
I'm Ellen the Amuser, you know that.
So.
All right, so it's Annie.
Yes.
All right, Annie. Nice to have you here. I'm glad that you're happy to be here.
Thank you. Yes,
and I'm thrilled that you've been watching me since you were 10. I feel very old. No, I actually don't feel old. I
you
don't-
look great.
Yeah, oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
And I keep this back here just to...
Oh, I didn't try that.
Yeah, it's once in a while you just take a little hit of it.
And
There's
life gets
actually
better?
oxygen in here right now. Yeah,
Oh, thank
smell
you.
it. It'll
aren't
actually...
aren't you jealous?
Yeah. Ooh, there is oxygen.
I'll take your. I don't go around sniffing. I'll take your word for it.
Now, okay, so you just we were, you what? What did you say?
I don't even know.
What did you say?
I said I don't go around usually inhaling pure oxygen, but so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a long story. I was dancing the other day, and I needed it, but but I look great, and that's the important thing. All right. So you just turned 21 the other day, recently?
Well,
When?
November.
November.
Yes.
And so congratulations, 21.
Thank you.
What's that like?
I liked it because being a teenager was kind of awful. I kind of, when you're a teenager, there's always a sense that somehow because it will end eventually. So there's this kind of impending sense of doom attached to everything. So when I turned 21, all of a sudden the next thing that I could count on was that someday I would die, and I didn't know what that was. That made me really happy. So yeah, so it's actually I've mellowed out since turning 21.
Yeah. Well, the drinking helps a lot because we all have that doom. Yeah. We all have that sense of doom until and then when the 21 comes around, we can drink, and then because the doom is still there, it doesn't go away.
All right.
So now you're mellow more?
Yeah, I think I've kind of calmed down a little bit.
Because it says here on the cover of Cosmo Girl, Anne Hathaway, she's not that innocent. What have you done?
Well, I haven't gotten married in Las Vegas or anything.
No.
But
What is that? What does that mean? She's not that innocent.
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask the writer.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty normal, so apparently that means I'm not that innocent.
Well, they do stuff like that to get you to read the article.
Are you intrigued?
Yes, I just haven't had time to get to it. Yeah. So no, I am good. I'll read it right now.
Great. So anyway, everybody, I was walking down the street the other day.
Now this is another amazing thing that I can't believe you're in college. And you just finished, you're doing movie after movie. How are you still in college?
Well, I'm taking lots of breaks. The college is being really nice and letting me do that. And
where are you going?
I go to Vassar College. And so I've completed a year and a half. I hope to get back next year to finish up the sophomore year. It's taken a really long time, but it's going really well.
So you'll graduate when you're like 60?
Basically, yeah. My parents are very proud.
Yeah. They should be proud of you. All right, what's your major? What are you majoring in?
Well, I'm obviously doing really well because I'm undeclared, but I'm going to be an English major, hopefully with a correlate in international politics.
English major? Well, why would you do? I can understand everything you're saying.
I got a thing for dead poets. Yeah. What can I say?
And and then what do you want to do in politics?
Oh, just well, it's kind of like a minor, but we don't have minors. We have correlates. We're pretentious. So
correlates?
A correlate. So and that would be in international politics.
I see. But you're going to still act, right? Are you going to?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's
Okay.
just I love learning and going to school, and I mean I it sounds like an obvious thing to say, but I learned more in the past 3 semesters than I ever knew really was out there before. So I figure, well, what else is there that I can figure out?
Well, good for you to have that kind of thirst for knowledge like that. Some people would just get into this acting and do nothing else.
Well, I mean,
Like me.
You're doing okay. Don't pull that.
I just try to absorb everything I can from the guests. I'll be, during the break, asking you what all of that you just said meant. We actually have to take a commercial. We'll be back in a second. We're back with Anne Hathaway. That's a clip from Enchanted. And so in the movie you play, you have to obey orders. You're born with the...
That clip makes more sense if you know that I have no choice in my actions. Basically,
Right.
Once Ella hears a command, she's under a fairy curse, so she has to do everything that she's told.
Uh-huh. And who... We had Vivica Fox on, and she plays...
Lucinda, the fairy that she's kind of the demented fairy of the kingdom.
Right.
So
Yeah.
she thinks the gift of obedience is great. It's not.
Right. And did you have fun doing that?
Oh, I had a great time working. We were in Ireland, and we just sort of and you know the 21 thing didn't matter there. So no, we had. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We had a great time there.
And you sing in the movie too, right?
Yes, I do. That wasn't in. I didn't plan on it, but after I got to Ireland, after they already had me, they asked me if I would, and so I said yeah.
Did they know that you sang?
They did. I was kind of a competitive choir girl in high school.
Yeah.
So.
What does that mean, competitive choir?
Well, I was. That's it. You could have been too. I was actually. This thing sounded really dorky, but I was the #1 ranked soprano one in New Jersey when I was in high school.
Wow! Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
You were Annie the Entertainer.
See, there you go, following in your footsteps. I wish. No, it was great. We got to sing, and then I joined a national choir, and we got to sing at Carnegie Hall. It was really fun.
Wow. Well, will you sing for us right now?
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, so in the movie, Ella finds herself at a giant wedding, and she sings this song that I think people know. It's by Queen. So, okay. Can anybody find me somebody to? And then the giants come in with love.
Wow. That's beautiful. Thank you. That's beautiful. Ella Enchanted, it hits theaters this Friday. The big finish is next. Don't go away. That was really beautiful.
Thank you. Wonderful welcome.
I like that you were vacuuming our hallway.
Yes, well, what else would Mary Poppins be doing, you know?
Had you dusted in there earlier also?
Yes, I had. I
Great.
nearly brought the dustpan and brush out, but I thought, no.
All right, well, during commercial break or something.
Maybe.
And I actually thought you were wearing the pink jacket to show me off.
I
that,
wondered if you wanted to borrow it.
yeah, I
but-
might.
Yeah, okay.
Because I was looking for a little more color. So thank you for being here.
I'm thrilled to be here.
And that brings back so many memories. That was such an important film, I think, you know, and I watched everybody sing along. What was it like working with all those kids?
It was great. Everybody thinks, oh my God, you know, 7 kids, but they were terrific. The littlest one was probably the most difficult for me because she was just a tad heavy in those days. She's now this gorgeous-looking Monroe-esque young lady, but...
do you still see them? Do you know where they are?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
We see each other at Christmases and at, you know, when we get together again every 10 years or so, and we send each other Christmas cards.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, you've been for how long have you been in the business?
Oh, Ellen, I think...
I mean, you started young.
I started very young. My stepfather discovered that I had this freak singing voice, about 4 octaves. It was so high and so strong, and dogs would come for miles around, you know, when I went up to those high notes. And about 12, I made my debut in London, and then I was touring with my parents, who were in vaudeville, all through my teens, and happily and most luckily came to this wonderful country.
Wow. And so when you were 12, does that help you not have stage fright because you're so young and innocent?
Yeah, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
I have more stage fright now than I ever had then because one has nothing to lose in those early days. Well, you probably know.
You don't overanalyze it. I think when we're adults, you start worrying about judgment. When you're a kid, you don't think about it.
No, you just do, yeah. Yeah.
And how did you get your first, the first film was Mary Poppins?
First film was Mary Poppins, and I had been on Broadway in My Fair Lady and Camelot, and of all people, Walt Disney came backstage. He came to see Camelot with the wondrous Richard Burton. And he came backstage, and I thought he was just paying a visit, but he came back and said, would I be interested in coming out to Burbank to see the designs and to hear the songs that he had for this new movie that he was thinking of called Mary Poppins. And I said, Mr. Disney, I'm so sorry to tell you, but I'm pregnant. And he said, honestly, he said, that's okay, we'll wait. Wow. And so he waited, and I most happily said yes to Mary Poppins.
And now, did you received an Oscar for that role? Is that right?
Yes, I did, yeah.
That's amazing. Your first film.
Very lucky.
Now, you know how they're remaking everything now? It seems like there's no new ideas, so they're just making old TV shows and old things.
Yeah.
And who do you see if they would make Sound of Music again or Mary Poppins? Who do you see in that role?
Oh my, lots of talent out there, huge talent. Lots of
like
young
who?
Well, got any ideas, Ellen?
I'm just was wanted, you know, what. Oh, what's that back there? If you, I just had these around the house, so,
Let's have a look.
yeah, and then just one more, that's,
I will. No, I will, if you're interested, I'll definitely mention it next time I'm asked.
yeah. I mean,
You could do it in your spare time, right?
Yes, like on weekends or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Because
That's adorable.
Yeah.
You have to let me have that
You can
one.
have all of them.
Oh, thank you.
You can have all of them. So
okay,
it
then I'll
reminds you.
sort of shuffle them out and pass them around.
Oh, no, I
Right.
made flyers for you. All right, we have to take a commercial. We'll be right back with Julie Andrews right after
Okay.
this. We're back with Julie Andrews. Now, I haven't seen you for a while, but how many grandkids do you have now?
I have 7 grandchildren.
7?
Yeah.
What ages?
They range from 13 years to very, very, very tiny.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they understand how famous their grandmother is? Or?
Well, not the really little ones. No, there's a sweet story about my middle daughter, Emma, with whom I write. She has a little son, and when he was 3, little Sam, she didn't want to show him Mary Poppins because she thought she'd wait till she could explain properly. But of course, he went to a birthday party, and they happened as a treat to be showing Mary Poppins. So she went to pick him up, and he was standing in front of the television set like this, and looking terribly puzzled. And she knelt beside him, and she said, "Do you think you know who that lady is?" And he went, "Yes." And she said, "Is it somebody very close to us?" "Yes." "And is it someone in the family?" "Oh," and she said, "Is it maybe Granny Jules?" And he went, "Oh, yes!" That's so dear. And I, of course, the next day I really went much higher, I think.
Yeah, I bet. And what about all the books? Now, you've been writing, how long have you been writing children's books?
I think about 30 years now,
Really?
maybe a little more.
Wow.
Yeah, and now my daughter, the mother of Sam, we have a publishing imprint which is called the Julie Andrews Collection, and a lot of books, and I'm so thrilled and I'm so enjoying it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. And do they love them? Do you test them out on your grandkids?
Yeah, I certainly do. Well,
Yeah.
this new one, which is just out for this Christmas, was...
Dumpy's Happy Holiday.
Yep, that was inspired by Sam, the famous Sam, and it's adorable. We're hoping that this one's going to do well. It's selling out like hotcakes in the shops.
I highly recommend you write one about vacuum cleaners because
Dumpy's special vacuum
yes,
cleaner.
exactly.
Right.
Maybe he has a pal. He meets up with a vacuum cleaner, and they
It's
go
not
around.
a bad idea.
Think
Ellen.
about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I'll take a little piece of it.
Wow. There are so many women here.
How about that?
That was intense.
Yes.
I didn't really bank on dancing too, but I kind of. Tony, well done, brother. How you doing? That was awesome.
You can't not dance to that.
I felt kind of white, but I think I got some rhythm in there.
No,
somewhere,
that's all right. I set the bar very low when I start the show, so everyone looks better.
right,
That's
all
what I do. They're going crazy because look at you on the cover of Entertainment Weekly right here. Sexy, very, very sexy.
That
Look at that.
I will say that there is someone off camera with like a little thing of olive oil making sure that I'm as greasy as possible.
Is that the trick?
There's a fan expert in the background making sure that Zoe's hair is going like 50 miles an hour. It was very hard to take myself seriously, but that is
Did they really rub olive oil on you?
Well, it's like, it's like that fake tan stuff just to make sure that you're golden and, that kind of stuff. I'm sure you know about. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Very, very sexy. Now, are you comfortable with all this? Because this is going to blow up now. You're going to be huge, huge. How do you feel?
I mean, we made a fun movie. I think it's gonna, I think it's gonna appeal to a lot of people.
People are saying it's the best one yet, and it's amazing. Everyone's really talking about it.
Well, that's totally flattering. And I think, not being a Star Trek fan originally, I kind of felt that the series was kind of alienating to those of us that, it was for those fans and for no one else. And I think we did a good job of making it accessible.
For people who hadn't even seen the previous Star Trek.
Right. I mean, you don't have to know the story. You don't have to be aware of the world, really. And it's, it's got great character relationships and a lot of fun action sequences like the one that you guys just saw. And
I can't wait to see what happens. I hope everything turns out. All right, and also you come from a long line of actors. Your family, mother and father, both
That's
actors?
very true. My father's an actor. He was on a television show called Chips back in the 80s.
Of course. We remember that.
There you go. Sergeant Betrayer he's here somewhere. There he is.
Yep. There he is.
And my mother was an actress. My grandmother was an actress for many years in the 30s and 40s. So and my sister was an actress. So it's kind of.
So you were just pushed into it. You didn't really want
Shoved.
to. You wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor or something like that.
No, I kind of wanted. I wanted to be everything from like a baseball player. I watched The Natural, and I wanted to be a baseball player. I saw Top Gun. I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I wanted to. I didn't ever really think that I was going to tell the stories. I just kind of liked, the stories and the characters that were in them.
And so what happened? Did you hurt people on the set? I heard there was a little mishap when
There was a little mishap. The first day on set, actually, I had to do a big fight sequence, and it's it's one thing when you're choreographing the sequence out of context of the movie, or you're in a gym working with and it's very controlled, and then it's a whole different thing when you get on set and you have 5 very surly, angry-looking stuntmen rushing at you. So I broke a stunt guy's nose, actually. Yeah, I know.
What were you supposed to do?
Why?
Do that whole thing where
the whole thing, and you give a lot of space between the face and your fist, and I just, fight or flight kicks in, and I just swung. That guy wasn't getting anywhere near me, and I clipped his nose, and it was I bet you could hear the crack. The blood, I know, the blood came down. He's all right. They took him over into a corner with these spoons. It was like out of a fight movie or something. They had spoons, cold spoons, and they set his nose again. He came back and we did the scene. He was a total trooper. He was
wow. Wow. That's
It was not intentional. I promise you.
They're happy to see you.
I'm happy to see them and happy to see you too.
And I'm happy to see you as well. And you must be freezing.
It's a little chilly in here.
Yeah.
I should have worn the sweater as well. No, for next time.
No one warned you.
No one warned me.
I'm so sorry. Well, you look nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if I had a blanket, I would
drape it around me.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah. This is actually the most skin I've ever seen on you. I mean, seriously, you sort of are. Which I really have liked, and I still do. It's not, but you always, are very conscious about your clothing and your body, as opposed to some people.
Yeah, I'm 19 years old, and I'm not so comfortable with my body. So the last thing I'd want to do is kind of, go on the magazine covers and not be wearing much clothing and stuff. So I'm content to stay this way.
Right. Well, we have a blanket if you want to, if your legs are cold.
Thanks. Thank you.
Well, this is nothing compared to Letterman's studio. Letterman is like 40 degrees in there.
A little icy.
Yeah.
Thank you, but no one offered me a blanket there.
Yeah,
this is not, A+ treatment.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Anything else you need? We've got an owl.
I could sit with him, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Don't squeeze it, though. It'll hoot. Anything you need at all. We're here to make you comfortable.
Thanks.
So, and congratulations. You're on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine right now. And you've got a new CD. I think this is really cool. Now, you have a CD called Coverage.
Yes.
And it's all, well, you explain it, what it is.
It's all covers, as the title hints. It's everything from Joni Mitchell, Elton John, Cat Stevens, Carly Simon, music that I didn't grow up listening to, but have kind of come to discover over the past couple of years, and I have fallen in love with.
That's what I like about it, that you're putting, now what, Cat Stevens I love.
Yeah.
And
it's a little nerve-wracking. I mean, obviously, it's a bit risky to do something, especially, you know, not having too much musical success. So I'm more nervous to hear from the original artist than I am to hear from any fan or music critic. And I actually met Elton John a couple of months ago, went backstage at sort of this charity benefit and saw him, and he gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek and was like, you know, I love your version of Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatter's. And I was kind of buzzing for the rest of the evening, sitting at the table thinking like, Elton John has heard me sing before, and I was singing one of his. It just creeped me out because I'm such an uber fan of his. So it's a little weird to have done a project like that and to get those sort of responses.
well, and that he probably appreciated that you picked an obscure song too. You didn't just pick an obvious song to
Absolutely,
cover.
but you got to do your favorites. You got to go with what you're passionate about.
And which Cat Stevens song did you do?
Moonshadow, a little
That's
bit more
great.
well known,
That's
but
great.
oh yeah,
But all of it.
amazing.
Oh, it's really good.
Thanks.
So congratulations. And now Chasing Liberty is adorable. I saw it, and
Thank
you're
you very
adorable in it.
much.
And the
Thank
guy,
you.
what's his name, the newcomer?
Matthew Good.
He's really, really good.
He's
Matthew Good.
great. He's really good.
Yeah, he is.
He's very cute. Yeah, he's very charming in the film. It was a great experience. I mean, I spent all summer in London, Venice, and Prague. And
Prague is beautiful, isn't it?
beautiful.
I've never been there, but if that was Prague,
Well, you have to go.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a party town, but I really enjoyed my summer.
yeah, I can imagine. That's a great way to see. See, I would travel if I was paid to go there and do that, but that's not a fun thing for me to travel that much. Oh, that was great. I thought one of us would go tumbling down the stairs. I got nervous.
This with a new hip.
You have a new hip?
Yeah.
It felt.
And no breath. 1-year-old hip. It works.
It's a 1-year-old hip.
Yeah, it works pretty good.
That's when you usually are falling down when you're 1 year old.
No, it's just a year ago. I was walking around like this. Look out, don't bump me. Suddenly I'm dancing. You know,
Oh,
it's
well,
great.
good for you.
It's a good thing.
How long does it take to recover from something like that?
It was about 3 weeks. You don't do
And
much.
then do you learn
you
how to walk again and stuff like that, or is it you just get up and walk with a new hip?
You go, they let you trot a little. Now I play ball again. I play
Really?
softball. It took about 12 weeks before I could go, hey.
Yeah. Well, why not just get 2 new ones? If you're going in for one, why don't you just go ahead?
Many of my friends did, but it hurts a little,
Oh,
you
really?
know. But one does not. One, you go, hello, how are you? And there you go, a new hip. you
Yeah.
know. It rings in the airport. It's titanium, you know.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Wow.
It's not somebody else's hip. It's a thing.
Yeah. No one donates their hip. It's
not
not.
particular. I
Yeah.
never heard of it.
And now, is that what prompted you to want to be nude in a film when you all of a sudden... Did you know that well, it's not out yet, but his son is directing a movie, and I guess the new hip makes you go, oh, to be nude?
Well, no. It was it's called Lucky 13, and I had a lot of birthdays to run around in the birthday suit. But what the heck? It's your son. You got to do what he says. It was part of the character. I play this kind of hippie grandfather, and I have this girlfriend, and we go skinny dipping. So there I was, naked, jumping
Really?
in the water.
It's one thing to be naked, but to jump.
Well, that's why it was right. It was. It wasn't about my jumping, but I was a big part of it. A great. I was jumping because in the water was Daryl Hannah. So I took a jump. She's worth a jump.
Sure.
Yes.
So were you really completely nude, or did you have one of those little things on you wear?
No, I directed.
And by that, I don't know what I mean.
No. When I've directed a few nude scenes, naked scenes, and you put tape over here so in case the camera comes
Why would you
up-
put tape on your nipples?
Well, because
That's not what you need to do.
A girl does that.
Oh, okay.
And then a boy puts tape in another place. That's if the camera sees it, you can't use it.
Right.
But I had no tape at all. I don't. It hurts when it comes off.
Sure.
Ow! So I have no tape.
Yeah.
No tape for me.
Yeah, I would think so. And so she's nude too, because you're skinny dipping together?
Well, she's in the water, so you can't. She's creating the illusion, but I'm not. I'm jumping. Well, my son's a good director, and you know,
That's worth seeing.
He wouldn't call me Dad or Gary when he was directing me, however. He called me, but my name was Irwin in the movie. Just said, all right, Irwin, come over here, jump. That was it. It was a good picture. Lucky 13, coming out, we hope, next year.
Oh, that's great. Well, good for him. Wait, and you also gave your sister her first break, too. So your son's directing, and
My sister Penny,
Penny Marshall,
a wonderful
who-
director. Oh,
look at
there we are. Good to see you.
so because she wasn't planning, it wasn't going to be Laverne and Shirley, that just kind of worked out, or?
My mother kept calling me and said she's dating badly. Get her a job. So we put her on an episode of Odd Couple, and she worked in there. And then from there, she went and was ready to do Laverne and Shirley. Laverne and Shirley with two characters were on Happy Days originally. You remember? They were from the other side of the tracks. It's nice, all women.
Yeah. Now, and they're based on, because you created that, Laverne and Shirley are based on women.
Well, characters. Well, I didn't date so well myself at an early age. No, Lowell Gans and Mark Rothman created with me, but it was based on, I was a musician. I was a drummer for a while. And though after a job, we'd go out with whoever was in the bar. And we went one night, and we went into a diner. I had this two girls, my accordion player and I. Accordion, tell you what kind of group it was.
Yeah.
But
Wild.
wild, crazy, not heavy metal, heavy accordion. But we went in, and then we were walking, and some girl made a remark in this diner to the girl I was with, and my girl looked at me, took off her coat, said, hold my coat, and went and grabbed the girl by the hair. They started fighting and beating her, and I was standing holding her coat. Not thinking at the time this was a TV series, because I was in my 20s, but it was based on girls like that who were tough, but really were pretty sweet underneath. And what better to have my sister.
There you go, honey. Just put the coat back on after she, finished.
Well, you don't know what to say after you see your date beat somebody up.
No, I know.
So I don't have lines for that.
Right.
You're a little dangerous.
No, I know.
And it was the 50s. You want a hickey? Whatever you want,
Yeah,
honey.
We have to take a break. We'll be right back right after this. We're back with Gary Marshall. That's a scene from Princess Diaries too, right?
That is right. Nobody naked.
No.
G-picture. Nice.
Yeah.
The whole family.
It's risky that you would stage a kiss scene with a hat with a brim that big. There must have been many takes where the hat was in the way or something.
There was a lot of, get your hat up, honey. Your acting is fine. Just get the hat up,
Yeah.
But I like hats, actually. There was a lot of hats in this. Gary Jones did the costumes. And Julie Andrews actually looks very good in a hat.
Really?
So we put them all in them.
Let that be a lesson.
Do you like a hat?
I love hats. I have a tiny head and nothing ever fits me. So I have to wear children's hats.
Wait, because I want to direct you. I make a note.
All right.
No hats.
No
for
hats.
Alice.
Yeah. Do something where that's the whole movie. Oh, she can't wear a hat. Write something.
I like it.
Now, and what I do want to do a movie with you because number one, I adore you, but number two, you have, it sounds like the most fun on your sets. Every movie you do, you make people have a parade?
Yeah, I like a parade. During the shooting, we make I don't know, you've been on movies. Sometimes they gossip and they fight a little bit, people. And so I eliminate by making them say, we're having a parade, you got to make a float. So people who don't talk to each other sometimes get together.
How many floats are there?
Oh, it's like 15. The makeup department makes the hair, then the electrical the Teamsters make a big float.
Yeah.
They're very good. They have all the equipment.
And what do they make them out of?
Sometimes Teamsters, you make fun, Teamsters don't do anything. On my pictures, they're busy with the floats. They're always there. And then we have a parade, and their families come and sit, and we sit there, and the stars make a parade. In Runaway Bride, we had a parade, and Joan Cusack and Julia Roberts, the new mom.
I've heard of her.
Their float was pregnant Miss Americas, and they had pregnant outfits, and Joan Cusack was misinterpreted, and Julia was misunderstood.
That's
great.
That's great. That's great.
So every movie has a parade.
I'll do a movie with you anytime if it's that.
Good. You like
Thank you so much. You must come back when we have more time and talk because I love you being here.
Like to
Thank you so
talk
much.
to you.